All right, man. Remember Errol Spence Jr. Reposted the meme or the scene of Omar from The Wire talking about he put in 154 and he put in 160 on notice, whatever. So let's talk about him possibly lining up with Erislandy Lara, and we can talk about Crawford second half of the video lining it up with Erislandy Lara. Um, but let's talk about Spence first. And like I said before, only guys at 60, if they stand in house that he's going to fight, is going to be Erislandy Lara, Carlos Adames. And I think Lara is the bigger name. He was damn near for PBC from the beginning. I think he was with Al Heyman. He was with Al Heyman for since HBO days. So but him and Lara fighting would be a very, very interesting fight. I just think he would do better than Danny. I don't know if he'd do better than Danny. That's one thing I will say. I don't know if he'd do better than Danny. And I'm gonna say not because of ability or inability physically. I'm just saying that from the standpoint of where where's his head at? Danny clearly went in there and didn't, he really wasn't there. Now, apparently, it was some rumors that he fought for free. He fought for the free ball. So, but as far as, Earl and Lara lining it up, if Earl going to press the action, for Earl to beat Lara, he going to have to press the action. He going to have to use a jab, attack Lara body. He got to be willing to walk through some shit, too, because Lara left hand is great. So, they both southpaw. So, so to gain another title in that division is an opportunity. And for Lara, why do it? Earl is a name. I think Lara deserves to go out with a name and not just have to be stuck with the, fighting a Carlos Adames or possibly a Genovic. I think he deserves a Canelo, a Crawford, a Fondor, a Errol Spence type of fight on his way out. I don't think Danny Garcia was a big enough name. No, did he? And, even though, so, so, but nonetheless, I think that, it's a good fight. If he still want to fight, he would have to bring his aggressiveness. And the thing about Lara is you got to cut that ring off. You got to go to that body. You got to be willing to take some of them left hands. Them left hands ain't no joke. And that he going to have to really bring that sharp, stiff jab that he got. He really going to have to bring that to the table for this fight. And if he don't bring that sharp, stiff jab to the table, and work Erislandy Lara body, then that's the only way I see him winning is coming forward. I know he ain't the physically bigger guy versus Lara. Lara not the biggest guy neither, but Lara still got some speed, still got some athleticism. But if he sit down on them shots, Lara could be a problem. So I think you just want to wear the older fighter down, hit the hip, hit the body, and see if you can wear him down. But it's possible. Lara ain't a huge guy, but he one of those guys that can make you ugly though, make it boring, make it mundane. Put a snoozer out there. So Earl, one of them guys that's usually in an exciting fight. He liked to come forward. He liked to throw punches. He had an extra weight on him, so maybe he might be a little bit stronger, a little bit better conditioning. But depending on who his trainer is too. But some of the mistakes he make where he reach and he square up, Lara gonna knock him out if he makes too many of them mistakes. So it's a dangerous fight. If you want to come back versus a big fight, and now we should figure out what's about to happen with Fondor, Canelo, and Crawford. So, with that being cleared up, if Crawford take on Sebastian Fondor, then the door's probably open for Spence to, probably go up and fight Lara. Lara's already fought twice this year, so third time for Lara, being an older fighter. That might be a PBC record outside of Tim Tszyu since they went over the prime in the last few years, to be honest. But nonetheless, rumor is December 14th was supposed to be Spence and Fondor and Pacquiao and Barrios undercard. Barrios fighting Jesus Ramos on this Tyson Paul undercard November 15th. Now Tank taking that date, so I don't know where they going. They had a possible November 23rd date for PBC on Prime as well. So hold on real quick. You know, um, yeah, sorry, y'all, but yeah, um, I don't know. So we gonna find out, and it sounds like Crawford only want to fight Canelo. Canelo gonna probably wait until it happened with Beevil and Better Bieb. I think Crawford and them had 30 days to come to a negotiation or go to the purse bid. So I don't think he can wait that long unless they grant him an extension for Fondor. But as far as Spence and Lara, I mean, if he want to come back versus a good fight, I mean, that might be the fight to do so. You start looking around here, and Janibek across the street, too big. Adamas, he's a big guy, but it's not a big fight. But I guess Lara, Lara's a name, but he ain't the monumental name. Uh, you start going here. I mean, no Crawford rematch. Tim Tszyu taking on this guy background like Belly for the IBF. So really for him, Crawford is dictating what's going on. And if Crawford say, I just want to fight Canelo, then maybe Spence come back and fight for the IBF belt, then unify with Sebastian Fondor. So, but as far as him fighting Lara, I would favor Lara just due to how active Lara is and how inactive Spence is, and style wise. I just think Spence makes too many fundamental mistakes to defeat Erislandy Lara. That's just my opinion on it. He just makes too many fundamental mistakes to beat Erislandy Lara. Now, turning to Crawford about fighting him, and this is another interesting fight because Crawford, would have to really, box it. To me, this wasn't, this wouldn't be a scintillating matchup. This would put people to sleep. Sound like I'm back in the hood. This will put people to sleep, in my opinion. Yeah, this will put people to sleep. But Lara's 5'9", 75-inch arm, so he's a rangy guy. He not huge, but he's fought twice already this year. A rangy guy. The motivation for Crawford and obviously for Errol Spence would have been to become a two-weight champion by going up to 160. The motivation for Crawford would be being a five-weight champion, right? 35, 40, 47, 54. So going to 60 is getting the fifth belt. So, he inch shorter than, Lara, and the inch shorter in reach advantage. So Crawford got some really long arms as well. But yeah, it wouldn't be one of those fights that I had to see. As a purist boxer fan, a lot of y'all will want to see it. As a pure boxing fan, it's tactical. It's a tough fight. Crawford can switch head, and I don't think Crawford is looking to enter that danger zone, or enter that zone. I mean, Lara got everything to gain. He just got to belt the game. He really ain't a pay-per-view fight. Lara don't really speak. So it's really gonna be a boxing match, and how will Crawford power carry up there? Lara can pack a punch still. But he just, even with Danny Garcia, a guy that was disinterested in fighting him, Lara just don't have a killer instinct unless he in danger. Like when Angulo had, was getting on him and dropping him, then, the fire came out of him. That's one thing about Lara. He'll sit there with an opponent like Danny Garcia who don't have nothing left, and he'll play with his food. Instead of just going ahead and exterminating Danny Garcia. He should have just got Danny Garcia to fuck up out of there. And that's why people, don't really like watching Erislandy Lara like that. That's the issue. That's why nobody really messing with him like that, because you got a chance to go for the kill. But with that being said, that'll be a good matchup. It might look like it might look like the Israel Madrimov type of fight. Real hesitant, because Lara ain't gonna step on the gas unless Crawford truly hurt him or really tagging him. So, like I continue to say, man, I think Crawford should be able to beat Erislandy Lara, but I think it's about almost a pick 'em fight. It won't surprise me. Lara can get old overnight. Shit, Crawford can get old overnight. So a lot of people believe Lara's older than 41. They saying he is. So I can believe it, but he kept himself in great shape. But I think he deserved to go out against a big fight, a Canelo, a Crawford, a Spence, a Canelo, somebody like that, a Fondora. So I think he just deserved to go out in one of those type of fights. But in my humble opinion, man, I think that you know um, his style is hard to look good against. You really need a guy like he kind of reminds you of Shakur a little bit. Another southpaw. You're talking about three, four guys that can all go southpaw: Crawford, Spence, Lara, Shakur. But with Shakur, you know, um, he just ain't gonna take no chances if he don't have to, and that's why Lara really ain't really reached the stardom that he should have. Obviously, he don't speak a lot of English. I heard he could speak fluent English. He just choose not to. I heard that rumor some years ago. He don't speak a lot of fluent English. And on top of that, he just don't have a killer instinct. He can punch. He can be aggressive if he needs to. We've seen him do it in the past when he get in trouble. Um, so he left a lot on the table just by not taking chances. But him and Crawford to be a tactical fight, it wouldn't be the most um, eye pleasing fight to a casual fan, but it'd be a tactical fight. But it's really not on my wish list, to be honest. So I'd rather see Crawford fight Carlos Adames. And I remember he said they sparred. You can see it on YouTube. And Adames said he had just came over from America. But he was rotating 3 or 4 guys and inspiring him Crawford. So I think that'd be an interesting fight as well too. But none of these are pay-per-view as fights, and that's why he's looking to go out there and fight Canelo. But hey, check out no playlist, but hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts. Check out the Patreon, free for 7 days once you join. I appreciate everybody for supporting the Patreon. Hit the link tree, like I said, Instagram, Cash App, Venmo, CJ Good 313, PayPal link in there. Check out the Free Game 89 channel. Back uploading over there. In addition to that, check out my Detroit channel, Mercy Sports Talk. I do appreciate everybody for supporting the channel. But let me know what you girls and guys think about Errol Spence versus Lara pay-per-view fight. They probably gonna be on pay-per-view, or Crawford versus Lara type of fight. So Errol Spence will be going for a second title in the second, or a second title in the second a second title in the second. He was going for another title in the second division. Crawford will be going for his fifth. So should be interesting. Peace.